Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Right out of the gate, I'd like to say our thoughts are going out to people out in the Pacific Northwest, out in Oregon and Washington State. A lot of listeners for us in the Washington State area with the bomb cyclone. It seems like every decade they come up with another name for some particular kind of...
what is this? I haven't heard about this.
This is a front that is ravaging the Pacific Northwest, the West Coast, and it's called a bomb cyclone, and it is very problematic.
Is it rain, like flooding?
Yeah, like
or wind?
Wind, terrible wind.
Can it result in a tornado?
Let me take a peek.
Because
and,
when
give you
I
the
hear
story.
cyclone, it sounds almost quaint, because that's what they called the tornado in The Wizard of Oz back then. That's the name of the roller coaster on Coney Island, but you don't hear the word cyclone very much anymore.
And I don't think of the tornado in The Wizard of Oz as quaint.
Well, I know, but I mean, I think of it as an older expression that they would
Right.
refer to a tornado as a cyclone.
All right, I'll give it to you right here from the New York Post. It
Yeah.
says here, my paper
Quaint.
of record. My paper of record always. Deadly bomb cyclone slammed into the northwest U.S. late Tuesday, killing at least one and leaving more than 700,000 without power as the major storm battered the region with strong winds and heavy rain. One woman, aged in her 50s, died overnight in just outside Seattle when a large tree collapsed. Two others were injured in the Seattle area, and a driver was struck. Lots of problems with the wind out there. Trees coming down, falling onto homes. Lots of problems. So the effect of a rapidly developing bomb cyclone, which occurs when a cyclone intensifies rapidly, it started hammering the region 50 to 75 mile per hour winds.
Wow.
Late on Tuesday. Hurricane force wind warnings were still in effect today as the strongest atmospheric river, a large plume of moisture that California and the Pacific Northwest has seen this season. So that's the worst one they've had. By early Wednesday, an estimated 700,000 houses across Washington state were reportedly to be without power. More than 15,000 had also lost power in California and Oregon. 19,000 in California, 15,000 in Oregon.
If you want to find more information about this, be careful if you Google plume of moisture. You want to
that
make
might
sure
get
that
you to one
your
of those
safe
websites.
search is on. Yeah.
No.
Also, I'm sure it's affecting everybody, but I'm so pleased that last night on Facebook I saw that Dirk and Doug Carlson were able to make it to the Judy Collins show. So things move on in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, they do. That's some things are more important than a bomb cyclone. Touch me, I think I'm falling.
That's Joni Mitchell, but it's
Sorry
the
about
same.
that.
It's about the same.
Don't worry, they're here. Isn't it rich?
That's the first song, Mike, I ever played on a jukebox. Isn't
What's
that
another
sad?
Judy Collins hit?
I've looked at love from
I've
both
looked
sides.
at love from both sides now. A bomb cyclone hit the cow.
I can imagine when they sang Both Sides Now that Doug and Dirk just held hands lightly.
You know, Josh Soroka came back from Las Vegas with an illness. I have come back from Vegas with permanent dry throat. And it's like I really wish that the voiceover business was more dude walkery for me, because right now I could do in a world, you know. But unfortunately, most announcers now are like, hey, Xfinity, check it out. There you go. Guys like that all the time. There it is. I'd like to start today, if I may, with I was very, very excited when the announcement was made that in my community of, it's not Happy Acres, what do I call it? Oh, Casket Acres.
Casket Acres.
Casket Acres, they announced that, well, they didn't really announce anything. Just one day, these trucks showed up with big orange tubes wrapped around spindles.
Oh, that's nice.
And I became aware very quickly after inquiring. And by the way, that's the way I found out anything around here. I asked the people on the street that are working, and they said, yes.
A lot of people think your neighborhood is quiet. It's not. It's like the streets of Times Square. Always people coming and going, buzzing
Down
with
here?
activity. And if you want to know what's going on, you go and you
joke.
talk to the people.
You
Now, see,
joke, but down here, wow.
I
it's
always
amazing.
picture Mike's neighborhood more like the burbs, where the
Yeah.
burbs guys out on the porch just watching all the other neighbors.
This
and
is
spying to see what's going on.
This is the economic engine down here. When people arrive, you just see all the busy work and all the things that are being done. There's one particular house, and the reason it annoys me, it's right on the winding curve, and they have trucks, work trucks there, every single day. Whether it's tile, whether it's roof, whether it's heating and air conditioning, whether it's roto-rooter, whether it's plumbers, it's constant. And but the Xfinity guys came in, and they had the big trucks. I said, well, they're putting fiber optics. This was last year. And I did the same thing. I looked at them much like a sports movie and went,
The slow clap.
And look, it's either we all get tons of communication. We get lots of email. We get text alerts. It's just there's so much it's hard to negotiate, especially when you're trying to wade your way through people asking for money or people selling you something. It's difficult. I may have missed announcements about it, but I don't think I did. And so Xfinity was putting fiber optic, and then it just sort of stopped, and there wasn't anything going on. And I finally, last week, the last couple of weeks, I said, I'll call and find out, and they informed me that I have to get the hookup. And so I'm like, okay, has it been? They said, obviously, we had a special where you would get hooked up for free. I said, oh, you did? He said, yeah, that was last year. I said, well, nobody told me it was available, either in the community or from the great Xfinity people.
Do you
right?
have like a neighborhood app? Because we have one up here, and I feel that if you were to follow that, people would tell you these things. Because
That's another one with just mindless crap about a skunk in somebody's yard, and it doesn't do me any good.
Sometimes it'll help you, and besides, like
We also have a homeowner's like representative in the community that's a full-time employee that reminds us how behind we are on our home association dues.
Well, that person should be fired because you missed the hookup.
Yeah, well, I missed the hookup, and same thing at American University. I always missed the hookup. That was it. That's the way that went down. So I said, well, can I get the special? I would have done it right away if I'd known about it, but I didn't know. We'll see. And so he was going to work on that, but I set up an appointment. I set up an appointment for Tuesday, which was yesterday.
Tuesday.
And between 10 and noon. The window, it was Mrs. O'Mara was going to be here. I was going to have to hand off to her at 11 o'clock because I had to go and get my stomach prodded, and so that's what the guy showed up about half an hour before I had to leave, which was perfect. He got there about 10:15, 10:30 in the morning, and I was really ready to get this. All right, now this is the part where trust me, I am trying to be politically correct here.
Good.
How do I put this delicately?
Take a breath.
The guy shows up. I get a text that he's on his way. Then I get a phone call that he's on. I get all the information that he's coming, but I don't hear from the guy. And then, right before.
Was his name in the text that's coming?
I'm not sure whether it was or not, but that doesn't matter nearly. Oh, boy. All right, here, I got to just lay it out on the line.
Okay.
He comes to the door, and I said, "Hey, you're from Xfinity." He's got the shirt, and I said, "Oh, come on back." And he said, and then he says something that I believe involved, "Can I see where your internet connects?" But it was hard to understand, and I wasn't quite sure why it was hard to understand that. I'll get to that in a moment.
All right.
So he comes by and he looks at my modem and my router, and then he begins to speak to me. And he's right here to my left.
Okay.
And I'm looking at him, and I have to say, I said, I'm really sorry, but I don't understand anything you're saying. And I I'm frustrated. And then he said, well, let me go outside and see. I said, do you want to see where it connects to the house? He said, yes. We go outside. And then we open up this box that they've put in, and it's got a like a orange cable running in, and then you open the plastic box, and it's got this thin wire with the light on the end, just like you'd have for the TVs, Josh, right? The ones that fiber optic light,
an optic cable,
It's an optical cable. You've got
which at the same,
there.
but which in one fell swoop made me excited and wary the next, because that cable looks like a small bird would chew through it easily. As far as
it looked consumer grade, and it terminated there. It
terminated there, but it's obvious that they've put it to the house.
Right, and they probably had like 30-foot coiled up inside of there.
Do you remember?
Probably, yeah, something.
Do you remember them putting a wire in your house a year ago?
No, I mean it's outside.
Outside of the house.
This is outside. Nothing happened inside the house.
Yeah, but still, they would have to be on your acreage.
It is.
There's constant stuff going on around here.
Okay, all right.
What's that?
Yeah, but it is odd that they went through the effort to run it to your meter box without notifying you to buy the service.
I would have jumped at it. I would have paid attention to it. I would have done that. And so he gets back, looks at that, and goes. He says, "I have to be honest with you," and I get that out of him.
Oh, good.
Here's the problem with communication. A heavy accent I can work around. I've done it. We've all done it. You can work around a heavy accent. That's fine. Thanks for coming here and doing that. A heavy accent with the problem that our current sitting president has is a little difficult for me to overcome. So it's the accent, and then it is the what I would describe as a severe stutter. A severe stutter is...
It's
sad, just
right?
making it. But here's what I get from the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, A, he just got the call a few minutes ago. B, he has come from, the aforementioned Seattle to help with the need for repair work down here because of the hurricanes and what have you.
Yeah.
Which is another version of whatnot. And that, C, he does not have the equipment with him to do what I had requested. And he is going to call his supervisor. And, of course, that call leads up to almost my time to go get my little test. And I'm frustrated. I go out, and then I scare him because he is on the phone with his window rolled up. And I go up, and I go, and he jumps.
His window.
And then ultimately it was resolved. And I sang a song to him because I was so happy.
What
and
song?
The song is, I'll have a blue.
Stop
Come
it.
here.
It's not okay.
I'm sorry. It's not okay. That was
now,
not
what
politically
job?
correct.
What job did he think he was showing up for if hooking fiber optic to your house was not mentioned? That he doesn't have the tools?
I don't know.
I tell you, I've worked with probably 1,000 different Comcast technicians over the years. Because in previous jobs, people wouldn't want to deal with Comcast. So they would call me, and I would go out and hang out at the house on behalf of Mike in this instance to deal with the Comcast
So like a
guy.
consigliere. You were the one that's
Yes.
handling all the business.
Yes.
That had to be
And what
painful.
I'll tell you is Comcast does not prepare their technicians for anything.
Okay. They just
They
send
give
out
them
the
the
call.
address, tell them to go there and figure it out. And it is constant that a customer will order 8 cable boxes and they show up with 4 because they don't know.
They don't know.
So that's normal.
Do you know anything about this fiber optic deal? Like what I
do.
need in the house?
I do.
Do I need like a special everywhere where there's a coaxial connection? Do I need fiber optic?
No.
Okay, good. Just to the main modem, right?
Yeah. The fiber optic wire that's on the outside of your house.
Yes.
Where is that in relation to your studio where the router is?
Literally, like I could almost reach out and grab it.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. Did you hear
That's
what he
perfect.
said?
That's great.
Perfect.
Yes.
So here's what they'll do.
Okay.
They'll come out.
Yeah.
They'll drill a hole into your wall, and pull the fiber into your house. They'll put it in a box that converts it to your normal Ethernet
Yes.
and router and replace all that equipment.
Okay.
And then you're good to go.
Okay. And will the connections outside of what the modem, nothing really changes, right? It's gonna
No,
be
they'll
the same.
swap out the modem and then you'll be all good. Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's
So
all I
with-
wanted to know.
It
That's
should
it.
Be, it should be
have.
real easy, real simple change, especially since you don't have Comcast television.
You hear my stomach? My stomach was just growling.
No, I didn't hear that you gave it out.
You know,
Now, the,
I just
more
hope he
fiber,
doesn't
Mike.
try to sell me a Bible.
I don't think he will.
Do you know the joke?
Yes.
I'll tell
The
my joke.
Do tell the stuttering Bible.
The abbreviated joke.
Okay.
Kid wants to be a Bible salesman, and he's got a terrible stutter. And he goes out, sells Bibles, and he comes back. They finally give him the job, even though they don't want to give him a job because he got a severe stutter because it's a sales job, door-to-door sales.
Right.
Direct marketing, as they would call it today. So he goes out, comes back to the sales meeting. One salesman says, I've sold $25 of Bibles. I've sold $15. The kid says, I've sold $5,000 worth of Bibles. And they said, well, how did he do it? How did you do it? What's your secret? He said, I knock on the door, and the lady comes to the door, and I said, do you want to buy a Bible, or do you want me to read it to you? So that's the thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's it. By the way, that joke can be a half an hour. Maybe I'll save that one for Thanksgiving. You never know, though. I mean, it's look. I sympathize with people from all, and I was able to get the information. They're coming out tomorrow. And will this be, in your opinion, as we go to our technical analyst, executive producer, business manager, man of many hats for the Mike O'Mara Show, do you believe, Josh Soroka, that this will mark an improvement in quality of all kinds? Good.
Yes. I think your son will be even more excited with his ping rates for his video games.
It's exciting.
And that's really what
exciting.
matters. Mike, just
That's-
remember this. If you
Yes.
add fiber, you can move much more product.
It's always good to get plenty of fiber.
It is. It is.
We know that.
No matter how you get it into the house.
I know that. So that's
Feel
yes.
free to call me when the guy's on site.
Okay.
you have
All
any
right.
questions.
All right. This is and
Will
they're
you
going to
speak
swap
to
out
the guy on
modem.
phone? Will you actually speak to him on the phone?
I have done that many, many times.
Wonderful. But I can handle that. Josh has told me what I need to know. It's what I figured anyway. That
I
nothing
even
else
have-
was going to change. They were just going to make the main feed to the house would be, the fiber optic.
Yeah.
I even have a secret Comcast number to get to basically his boss's bosses.
Really?
I used to have one of those, and I think
I
we
did too. I have
overused
one
it.
in Florida. It doesn't work anymore. And by the way, I used to have one that was like, you're a special customer number.
Yep.
I don't have that anymore.
Oh, you
It
know what?
doesn't
I
work
had
anymore.
at one point I had a phone number for DirecTV that was only for owners of NFL teams.
How
because
did
of
you
their
get
Sunday ticket
that?
plan.
Really?
Because they had clients. I had clients that owned NFL teams.
Wow. Yeah, he worked with, the
I worked
last
with
guy
the
he
owner-
did was
the owner of the
was
Ravens.
Cam Smith. That was the last
Yeah,
house
that's
he
true.
did.
I think I might be getting called in as a consultant on Jacob DeGrom next week.
There it is.
Very
There-
cool.
And
So,
you know
no,
what?
I do work with-
Here's your beautiful picture, Mr. Kraft. Here it is. This is
Look how you can clearly see on the TV how your collar is white and your shirt is blue, Mr.
And-
Kraft.
and also you can bring up some of those massage parlor sites that you like.
But
so
when you
bad.
do it, you should stutter. Massage.
It's just a weird world. It's a weird world. But
Happy ending.
I don't have any word on my little aortic aneurysm
What
test.
did they do to you? Did they just poke
I
and
went in,
prod?
very nice lady. We had a nice conversation. She says, just lie on the table. I lift my shirt up to my chest, and she
Nice.
presses, hold on a second. Let me see. Nice. Got a happy ending. No idea.
That's good.
All right.
That is good coverage.
Wait a minute. Wait. All right, hold on. I don't want that to fall. So she presses here all the way down. She presses from my sternum. I can go back to this. Come on. What are you doing, idiot? She presses all the way from my sternum to my belly button and is taking pictures of, I guess, the artery. That the giant aortic artery. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm just telling what my test was.
Did you got down to the belly button? Did you say, Are you sure you have a full vision of it? Do you need to go a little further?
No. You know.
Your mind,
You know.
your mind goes that way. I go boy or girl.
She was a lady.
No. Like they're checking for a pregnancy.
Oh yeah, I asked her if she does that. She said she used to, but she doesn't. She's special. They're specially trained for these type of procedures to get the right shot of doing that. And I guess
no
it's okay.
electronics. I mean, no photography. She just touched you.
A sonogram. You've
Oh,
had a
okay.
sonogram.
With
it's
the
a sonogram.
wand.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
she
thing
put all
was
the
it,
jelly
and then
on
a
you
couple
and
of times
rolled it on.
a couple of times she's all right. We're going to listen to, for the blood flow and the heartbeat right now, and she turned the thing on, and I heard.
That's cool.
No, it wasn't like that. It was like.
I remember that from baby sonograms. I don't think I've ever had a sonogram of myself. Did
Well, when you go,
Did they use
just-
the
They
goo?
just touch you.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Did
They used the goo. They used the goo,
Um,
and she had me put a little towel, tuck it into my pants, and fold it over my crotch.
Were you wearing your tightest shorts?
I was wearing nylon shorts, of course, without underwear.
Then
As I'm off of
off to Mons Venus.
Do you ever hear that story, Josh? That there were creeps. I heard from a lady in that Mons Venus club many moons ago that they would be that they were grossed out because the guy that had comes in regularly, and he comes in with like nylon gym shorts and no underwear, which is about as nasty as it gets. Really, I mean, it's really.
Why do you
is just
suppose he
horrible.
did that?
Oh, probably for this reason.
And what excitement we have today.
Yes.
That's it. So she started the process, and it was fine. I'm playing all sounds. Sometimes when you hear me play sounds that mean nothing, it's because I can't find anything that's appropriate for that. But and then I asked her. I said, "Well, did you see anything unusual?" And she said to me,
stripping down butt naked, bending over, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair.
"Thank you."
You win on
There it
that
is.
one. That's
That
an
worked
absolute
out
winner.
well.
Yeah.
So now I know well enough. I've had enough medical issues and procedures in my 65 years on this planet to know that you don't ask the tech about what it looked like, because they're not going to tell you anything.
That's
they're
true.
not.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to, and so they don't. And she did say, some people, if it's nothing, you won't hear anything. Sometimes you can just call and check. Now, I don't know whether she said that because she didn't see anything. It was quick enough, it seems to me, that everything would be okay. And I don't even know if it's not okay, what I'm supposed to do. And I don't pursue that right now. And I certainly didn't go on the internet in case there's a problem. I'm just going to wait. And she said 2 days.
2 days.
2 days to wait and find out what's going on.
And then you can call in. Thank you for calling Doctor's Hospital. If you're morbidly obese, press 1. If you had aortic trouble, press 2.
I have had moments or two where I had a little pain there, but I thought it was indigestion. And but it's a massive, it's a big killer. You have to be aware of it, especially
and you had
over
a
60.
You had a mini heart issue about 7 or 8 years ago, didn't you?
That was not a heart thing. That was a panic attack.
No, I thought it, but didn't it go back to your heart somehow?
I have had a couple of instances where I got lightheaded. One down here where they actually transported me, and I actually had actually like that kid. I had a scan where they went in with the dye and everything, and they said your arteries are normal. I'll never forget when the doctor said that your arteries are normal.
And apparently your arteries normally...
Apparently they thought there might be an issue, and apparently that's what they're going to do. So apparently they sent me out there. But I've always been concerned about the ticker because, I've been large for a large part of my life, and I want to make sure everything's okay. And this is part of the routine Medicare wellness that, God knows next year I might not have it. You never know, right? You never know what's going to happen in this
Do you have a history of any
climate.
heart issues
No.
in your family?
No, I do not, and neither did my dad. My
Okay.
dad's all were lung-related from cigarette smoking.
Sure.
What is
many-
next month's procedure?
Next month's procedure will be
I think we all know. It's the glow up.
I am seriously going to that is a oh boy.
What? This would be in a calendar year January, or does
There
next
will be a procedure. Josh
Well,
is
December will be
joking.
next.
Josh is joking, but there is a procedure.
I assume there is. There's been one almost every month.
Every month.
We've
Now-
been together.
with the holiday.
But I'm not a hypochondriac, and I haven't missed any work. So there's
true.
that, which is good, right? Hold on. I'm waiting for an answer
Hold
from
on,
our grand poobah here.
I believe you did miss maybe one show.
What did I miss? Did I miss
You
a
missed-
show, Rob?
Yeah. Yes, because you were put under.
Oh, that's
the one
right.
show.
Oh, that's
So you
right.
did
That
miss
was the
one.
colonoscopy. He's right.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Show. Damn it, Jim. So
Just
next
because
month,
you've been heavily medicated, Mike, doesn't mean you shouldn't do the show. I would love to see you on some sort of heavy twilight medication doing the program.
all right, I will
sure
be honest. And
Mike-
since now it's going to take up the whole show, but I will be honest about my next month's procedure since Josh brought it up.
Okay, great.
But I have to. I want to handle this with the same delicacy that I handle the Xfinity guy because it's personal and it's it's down there. It's speaking of down there where we.
And what are you doing?
All
So you
right.
finished with
Now
the
it gets quiet because you guys want to hear it.
I
Listen,
do.
folks, I know when I'm having a good show because these two guys get hyped because they're just like the listeners. They're waiting now, and that tells me, all right, I'll lay it on you. This is what
All right,
it is.
well, the one question first. Is it this next month procedure? I know we're facing the holidays, Mike. So will the next month procedure actually be in January or will
No,
it
it is
be
in December.
Okay,
It is in
great.
December.
Great. Good.
One of the things that I noticed in performative activities is that the moment occurs, but the champagne when you pop the cork,
Yes.
if you play your whistle, I'm gonna fly to
Mike,
Washington today.
Just because I pulled out my slide whistle doesn't mean I'm going to use it.
Can you just listen, please, and not?
I'm
all right,
gonna
play-
okay. I'm gonna put
all right,
the whistle
So
down.
when this happens, go ahead, play your whistle. When this happens, no, the other
it's
way,
the other way.
you moron. All right, that everything's fine.
Okay.
But the moment of truth, which would be a popping, you do that sound too. The popping of the cork doesn't really. Due to age or whatever it is, does not result in the what normally accompanies that. There you go. I found a way to say it.
I understand. At
So-
all,
so
or
because
has it
of
just
this-
been curved? Is it just
What?
been curved? I mean, is there at all?
Yeah, it's minimal. If
Did you
anything.
know, Mike?
Well, no,
that-
there's something, but it's just not. So can I finish and just mouth? Can I just finish for a second before
I was
your question?
trying to help, but
because
go
this is
ahead.
awkward. This
Yes.
is awkward for me, and I want to make sure that
Yes.
I am going to a urologist to check and see if there are any issues. Now, if it's anything, and it
Do you still have
involves
Geico?
the prostate. All right.
Understood. Yeah. Do you have Geico?
No,
You
I
could-
don't have
you could-
Geico.
You could speak to Flo about that.
So
Oh, that's progressive.
But
I'm
Josh
sorry.
is right. He said, "What's your next?" There's been one every month.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing that. And
Did you know that in New York State, Mike, they can literally turn off Niagara Falls?
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. That was not helpful. That was not helpful in any way.
But
I
you
will.
just reverse the switch, and then the flow is fantastic.
I'm here to tell you that all of my blood work was not indicative of any real problem in that regard, which would be flagged, I guess.
Yeah.
So
No blood in the actual. There wasn't blood present where
Come
blood
on,
should be.
come on, man, come on.
You always
You
push
just
it
he
one
always because he
step
has
further.
blood in every fluid in his body.
Yeah.
Because his internal organs after years of abuse blew up inside of him, and that's where the
I
no
haven't
blood.
been the picture of health like everyone else on this show, but Mike, keep in mind that blood is the secret to a perfect beef burgundy.
He is the grossest.
I
man.
can
you
be,
gotta-
but I can also be a good family man. I wear many hats.
What does that have to do with anything? My
Well, it's not like
God.
I'm talking fluids with my kids.
Yeah. So that's the procedure. They're going to check me out in that department and find out, if there's anything I need to be concerned about. And I've also been told by other doctors that sometimes you just accept that as that's the way it is now. And because it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not planning on being what?
What if they cut you
What
open?
Capito Interrupto? We even spoke to him before the show about Captain Interrupto. We really did. He can't. You have to be careful with the interrupting. I've told you that multiple times. Go ahead, ask your question.
Now, what if they cut you open and they find that there's just like a clothespin in there that's been restricting flow?
I do not believe.
As simple as that.
I do not believe that there will be any surgeries required, but I don't. That's why that you are tested to see if there's anything. And he's laughing now. If there's anything necessary.
Well, I'm thinking now that Rob's headed down that path, I was up cleaning my gutters yesterday and found a baseball stuck in the downspout.
And that'll stop a flow like crazy.
God. Oh, you too. So that's it. I mean, you mentioned it.
Positive,
I was going to say, no, there's nothing in December, but then I realized, yes, there was because I scheduled it. And the Recco, by the way, I tried this a few years back. But the Recco my doctor, Dr. Giggles, gave for the urologist, I was in the office waiting room for 2.5 hours before I left, and I chose not to go back. And then he recommended another one, his second choice, didn't answer the phone. And so I said to that, and then I looked at my my medical card, and I get to choose who I want. I can do that without penalty. So I'm going to another dude who was recommended highly online.
That lack of communication, Mike, that's definitely a workflow issue.
And you saved all these procedures for Medicare and Medicaid.
I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything.
Are you trying to cram them all in before Dr. Oz?
God, Mehmet. Well,
He's
he's not going to be the Health and Human Services Secretary.
No, he's down one notch.
Medicare.
And
Mehmet
Medicaid.
is going to be. Mehmet's a doctor. I mean, he's a
so was Bill Cosby. I mean,
no, but
he's
right wing, but he's a doctor, so I'm all right with that, right?
Not
It's better than nominating some of the guys that he's nominated that are. And by the way, I wanted to just say this because I've spoken to my Republican friends as well. I wrote it down. How do I want to put it here? It's right here. Wait a minute. Some words about Trump. Let's not get desensitized about Trump. That's what I wanted to say.
Understood.
All right? We shouldn't make behavior normal that shouldn't be normal. So I think Republicans and Democrats, we all have to understand that, some of this stuff we don't just chalk up to him being him. Yes, he was elected, duly elected. That's absolutely true. But at the same time, I still think things ought to be, I want some normalcy. I think we all want that, Republicans and Democrats. Would I be accurate with that?
Yeah,
I
we all
think
want normalcy.
sometimes when people are amazingly outrageous all of the time, it allows us.
You get used to it.
Well, yeah, and then when he pulls back and he's just a little outrageous, it seems okay. And I think that there is a certain strategy in that administration in the past and maybe in the future. And I've heard this before. If you do 25 bad things at the same time, people can't focus on all of them. So when you're totally outrageous and you're making all of these ridiculous appointments to the cabinet, including Mehmet, which, I mean, that to me, I would be just as happy if he had appointed Sally Jesse Raphael to Secretary of State. I think it's the same quality. Okay. But he's making all of these ridiculous...
There's a timely reference.
Well, Mike, it was meant to be older.
But you're right, Rob. This is what he's doing. He's putting out one or two names every day.
Right.
So the news cycle does not focus for a week on one person.
They can't. Right.
And one thing. And I also think that I've never seen a news cycle focus so much on these cabinet picks.
That's
yep,
true.
You're probably right about that. And that's a fair criticism.
I cannot name
that is a fair criticism.
Who they were for other presidents.
And listen, I agree with you. I do. Mm-hmm.
When it's Dr. Oz and
Mehmet,
Vince McMahon's wife being set up, they stand out, and their names people know.
Yeah.
what is Mrs. McMahon's cabinet position?
She's Secretary of Wrestling. Jesus Christ, help us all.
secretary.
By the way, if you listen to, I'm
She's gotta
trying to
change
move.
PE in all schools.
What is that?
She'll change physical education in all schools becomes wrestling.
Yeah, it's going to be great, brother.
I have to tell you, oh my God, the opening segment is good. That's a good show. I can't listen to my regular stuff because it gets overwhelming to me.
Okay.
It really gets overwhelming to me. But I do believe that I think there are still reasonable people from all corners that hopefully will be able to stabilize things. I think that he is trying to, shock and awe with these picks, but let's just not get desensitized to silly stuff that happens. I think,
and that's not
realize.
not just this administration. It's in all things. Be aware. We have to remain normal and keep our baseline at a sensible level. We can't just accept things.
Mike, your people went and had lunch with him.
Yes, and it was productive, and I think that's the way it's got to be. I mean, it is what it is. You have to be cooperative, and I think if you attempt to be cooperative, I know in my personal life it works for me. I'm not. Everybody knows my politics. Everybody knows how I feel, and I chuckle about them. They chuckle about me. I just don't want to see anything super crazy happen, and I think that the only real unifying name out of all of this is Matt Gaetz. Because I get from everything I read, see, hear, that guy, both sides just look at that guy and go, whoa. So,
Do you think
and that's
he
the
would
most
have gone-
important position.
Do you think he would have gone as far as he did, this Matt Gaetz, if he wasn't so dazzlingly handsome?
That's what's the one where they did the Saturday Night Live sketch on the two guys, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a I don't know which one's the blonde, but Matt Gaetz is the other guy. That's the way I look at that.
He literally looks like he's had work done, but I think he was born like that.
I think he's young and he hasn't had work done. He just looks like that in the eyes. It's strange looking. It is very odd looking, and I didn't know he had a wife until I saw a picture. It's very lovely. Very, very lovely.
What
so
high school does she go to?
I don't know. We'll take a break, and we will come back with the roundtable. My God, it's crazy. Yeah, tests every month. Stuttering people that I can't understand trying to put in stuff here. It's very frustrating, but I'll survive.
It's the holidays.
We're entering the holiday season. We're already there. Whatever. Oh, my God. Help me. Help me, help me, help me, help me. Ho, ho, ho. It's a short Christmas season this year, so if you haven't started your holiday shopping yet, don't panic. We have the solution for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the secret source for incredible original gifts, and that's Uncommon Goods. They've got unique handpicked gifts for everyone on your list. I love this place. All in one spot. Somehow they know exactly the perfect gift for every single person. You know, so skip the gifts that scream last minute and find something truly original at uncommongoods.com. From holiday host gifts to the coolest finds for kids to awesome stuff for a book or any team, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Plus, with every purchase, Uncommon Goods gives back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So make some merry this holiday season with Uncommon Goods. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/TMOS. That's uncommongoods.com/TMOS for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're abbreviation. No. We're all out of the ordinary. There we are, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time for your tidbits, Mike.
Mike's tidbit. Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. I just like starting any news with that. Jay Leno.
Yes.
Jay Leno was spotted Monday night in Beverly Hills with an eye patch.
Yeah.
And bruising on the side of his face. Turns out he fell down a hill at a hotel.
That's not funny.
He was trying to take a shortcut to a restaurant rather than walk down a winding path, but he wiped out and hit his head on a rock, giving himself a black eye. We have the audio tape of him falling. Here we go.
Mike, I thought about producing said tape, but I knew you could do it better live.
Let's play. Yeah, go ahead.
This was my fear when we did the bonus show of Mike giving us a tour in Mexico.
Oh,
Yes.
that he'd fall down a hill?
That he would fall down
Yeah,
carrying the
well,
laptop walking around.
Falling.
You know, Mike, I've known about Leno. I've followed Leno since back in the day when he was an actor. He made a movie called American Hot Wax.
Yeah, I
in the
remember
late
that. It was like
70s.
it was like the poor man's American Graffiti.
Yeah, I love that movie. But he really then looked odd, and now he really does look like a horror movie star. Can
Yeah.
I play you a clip of him with his eye patch?
Sure.
Because he looks like a monster.
Let's listen to Jay.
had a fall. I want to know how you're holding up.
I'm holding up fine. I'm right here. I'm talking to you.
Okay. Can I ask you what happened?
Well, I was staying at a hotel. It was on a hill, and there was I said, where's a good place to eat? Oh, the bottom of this. So I went out, and then the restaurant was there, but to get to it, I didn't have a car. So you had to go walk about 1.5 miles around. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. It's about 60, 70 feet. Let me see if I can go down the hill. Down! And then I fell down. Just boom, boom,
So
boom.
He rolled down
Jay.
the hill.
He looks like Frankenstein's monster there.
He does.
He does.
He looks
He
rough.
really does.
He did go. This is Jay, though. The work ethic you cannot take away from Jay Leno under any circumstances. He did go to the hospital, but not before performing that night. Jay is something else.
That's stupid is what that is.
He isn't missing any other shows either. He told TMZ it's not that big a deal. It's all right. In 2022, Leno severely burned his hands. He's accident prone.
His car blew up, and I was looking in it. It's sad.
In 2022, he severely burned his hands and face while working on a car in his garage. Last year, he suffered several broken bones when he got knocked off his motorcycle.
I forgot about that.
Jay is 74.
Wow.
74 years old, Jay Leno.
Mark your calendar. February 6th, he is in your backyard.
Jay?
Jay is at the Hertz Arena
Yeah.
on February
Yeah.
6th.
If he's at the Hertz Arena, they're going to spell it Hurts because he's going to hurt himself again before that.
Florida's flat, though. He should be fine.
You know why he has to keep touring, though, Mike?
Why not?
Because I don't spend my Tonight Show money.
Yeah. I never spent my Tonight Show checks. I put them on the bank. There you go. I'm Jay Leno.
I had to buy an iPad.
In a new piece for Esquire, because the Gladiator movie's coming out, Denzel's all over media right now. He
Yes.
says there were rumors about Kevin Spacey's behavior at least 2 decades before he was accused of sexual misconduct.
How is this promoting Gladiator? This is
Well, this
weird
is just
stuff.
a general interview in Esquire magazine,
Yeah,
so they
wow.
don't cover just the movie. Here's the quote. There was talk in the town about what was going on over there on that side of the street, and that's between him and God. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I pray for him. That's between him and his maker. In the same interview, Denzel says he's doing what he can to earn himself another 30 years on the planet. He's about to turn 70, and his mother lived to be 97. He didn't really help himself in his younger years, thanks to his, shall we say, indulgences. He says he's done a lot of damage to his body, but he's been sober for 10 years now, and it could have been worse. Quote, I never got strung out on heroin, never got strung out on coke, never got strung out on hard drugs. I shot dope just like they shot dope, but I never got strung out. So that's Denzel, my favorite actor. I
He's
love
great.
Denzel. I'm running to this Gladiator movie. I just cannot wait to see this Gladiator
I like
movie.
Denzel as well, but do you think he actually has ever said one prayer for Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
You do?
Probably. Yeah,
I don't
I
think
think
he
he's a
has.
very religious guy. I really do.
And
Yeah, but you
there
don't
were
think he cares
definitely-
about Kevin Spacey, do you?
Don't you diss my guy Denzel Washington, Rob.
My apologies.
There were definitely stories for decades ahead
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it was stories going around Annapolis with the midshipmen about Kevin Spacey.
Oh,
before
I
it all
remember
opened
that.
up.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to look. I think that behind the scenes in Hollywood, before things hit the press, they have to be really overt to get out in the press, or there has to be a lawsuit. So behind the scenes, you're hearing stuff in the Hollywood insiders probably all the time. That's the way that goes down. All right, I've changed my tune. I am excited because going to my mother-in-law's place for that, they're going to have 14 people there. The bigger the better. I like that when there are a lot of people to chat with and talk to. So all in and kind of excited about it as well.
Good,
And really
good.
relieved to not have to do it. Well, I mean, we're doing a little cooking here and bringing stuff, but
What are you bringing?
Cranberry sauce and stuffing.
Nice.
The dressing. We're bringing
Dressing,
that down
yeah.
there. A poll found 40% of families deal with open disagreements around the holidays. I think that's normal. That's without factoring in the election. Politics, the number one topic that can start a fight, but it didn't win by much. Here are the top three. Politics, 34% of people said it's a frequent point of tension in their family. Number two, family dynamics and past grievances. That's 32%. So ongoing stuff that might be an issue. That's the bickering. Number three is a tie between relationships and finances, both about 25%. Arguing about those things is usually pointless, but here's another reason to avoid them. There's 1 in 3 chances that the little family bicker at the holiday becomes a war. Ooh.
I would love to see a great argument brought up about finances. I mean, your cousin says, what? You don't make enough money. No, I mean,
that happens all the time. Absolutely.
Seriously? That is not, that's so foreign to me. I can't see that happening.
Well, you come from your family
Simple
keeps
folk.
it all. No, they keep it all to themselves. Nobody tells the truth. The poll found a third of holiday fights end up escalating into lasting rifts that can impact relationships for years. Now, I don't know if Thanksgiving is the catalyst for that, but I've certainly been in situations. Can I just give a personal note here about recently? Having my sister down here with my brother-in-law was such a joyful weekend, and I want to do it more often. When we get together with Kathy and Paul, there's a dynamic between me, Carla, Paul, and Kathy that really was fun. And I love my sister very much, and I'm really, really glad we got to see them. And we're going to make a better effort to get up there to their neck of the woods. And because they are so busy with I believe there are now 10,000 people in my sister's extended family up there. But we're going to try to make my nephew, I mean, a couple of his kids I hardly know. So that's on us. We're going to do that. They're coming down.
Do you suppose that's on purpose?
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
Rob,
I've got relatives like that.
Thank you for bringing that up. Pizza Hut, and when I said Rob's family's not honest, I didn't mean that as a diss. It's just you keep things.
We bottle up. We compartmentalize.
You better said to yourselves. I get that. Pizza Hut just stopped its own pizza-flavored wine.
The wine is garbage. The pizza is garbage. The company is garbage. Please continue.
Wow.
Pizza Hut is horrible.
It's made with tomatoes instead of grapes.
Gross.
No, this can't be. This has to be a buy online marketing stunt.
Limited
Let's see.
thing, yeah.
They say it captures the essence of your favorite slice in every sip. It's a red, obviously. It's called Tomato Wine by Pizza Hut.
I will drink my tomato wine by Pizza Hut and boneless wings.
They partnered on it with a winery in Kansas. You know, that wine country in Kansas.
It's Go F Yourself Wines in Kansas.
They're selling 375 milliliter half bottles at irvingwinery.com for $25. And you have to buy at least 2.
Hello,
I don't know why.
This is Irving Winery. Can I help you?
There's also
bottles?
a
Yes.
$60 gift box version that comes with a wine opener.
Gift box is sold out.
Of course.
It
And
comes
Mehmet
with
Oz is on the presidential cabinet.
2 Pizza Hut
Great
branded
country.
wine glasses. They describe the taste as an aromatic blend of fresh herbs and spices with rich sun-ripened tomato notes and a subtle hint of toasted oak.
And don't forget, Mike, if you have a glass of tomato wine, it's good luck if you find the mushroom.
And here's your nice wine glasses.
Oh my
like
God,
the
they're
wine
red
glasses.
plastic, like your
Yes, they're
liquid
red.
IV cup.
Oh, that's wonderful. Or like, almost looks like our ornament, you know. I'm Mora Rose. Fruit wine.
Tomato wine.
Finally, there is a company out of Canada that produces a product that is gaining popularity, especially in the New York City area. It's a men's bracelet with a unique twist. The company will take a sample of your fluid. They will then freeze dry it or dry it into a powder, and they will incorporate it into some beads for a bracelet you can wear. And they will send it back to you along with a small UV light that you can shine on the beads in the bracelet and light up your freeze-dried swimmers.
Look at that.
I don't have the name of the company, but I hear the owner is a real jerk.
Oh,
This is a multi one. But you got to be spunky to wear something like that. What are they, nuts? Probably better than a pearl necklace. Folks, if you ever run into a dude with one of those bracelets, run for your life.
Mike, I'm sorry you probably won't be able to use that company.
Yes, I know.
Maybe they could make you a pinky ring.
When we come back, we're going to talk about holiday decorating, everybody, right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. It's our Martha Stewart segment. Yes, very, very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. But now I want to talk about a little drinky drink in the evening. If you love a little, a little toddy when you come home from work, but you hate waking up with that awful cloudy head, I've got just the thing. I'm talking about Sol's Out of Office Microdosed THC Gummies.
So
Did
great.
you know, ladies and gentlemen, that you can buy hemp-derived THC products legally anywhere in the U.S. through our partner Sol? Sol's new out-of-office gummies are perfectly microdosed with hemp-derived THC and CBD to give any day that chilling on-the-beach vibe. I had some last night. I love them at night. They help me sleep. I can't believe I didn't know you could buy the THC products online like this. Out-of-office gummies give you that warm, fuzzy, euphoric, microdosed feeling without sending you to the moon. You can go for a jog, watch your favorite TV show, or head out to a party. Whatever. They taste amazing, and their effect is wondrous. Microdoses of THC keep me feeling good without the anxious thoughts, and man, was I anxious with the higher doses. Yes, Robb Spiewak.
I was going to say, with the holidays coming up, if you're entertaining family and that is a tense time for you, this would be a marvelous time to try maybe like a 3mg. I know that Josh survived Vegas because of Sol.
I've also passed them out to my mother and mother-in-law.
And they're going over well with the fam?
They're all going over well with everyone.
They're
All
great.
right. They help with sleeplessness, anxiety, focus, and pain. Sol's products are grown right here in the USA, organically farmed and gluten-free. This holiday season, give the gift of Sol. Head to getsol.com and use the code TMOS for 30% off your order. That's 30% off your order using code TMOS. One last time, getsol.com and the code TMOS for 30% off. Josh Soroka, I am getting the impression, might be kind of a Christmas spirit guy because he is now, for the second time in our pre-show meeting, wanted to discuss, well, as he put it, decorating.
Yeah.
For the holidays. I think it's appropriate today because last night, as I was buttoning up the house to go to Betty by, I looked across and my neighbors, who I don't have the greatest relationship with, had their little multicolored wreaths in the window. They're very pretty, and I really like that. And I'm torn as to what I want to do with decorating. I don't have strong opinions on it, but I've got them in the garage. I just don't know. What about you, Josh? Are you planning on
Well, and that's
doing
what
it
I
up?
was wondering. I was wondering how you guys decorate for Christmas because, especially since moving to Florida, it never feels like Christmas.
It doesn't.
At
No,
Christmas
that's our
time.
thing.
That's got to really, you know what? I really feel for you guys for that because I get bummed if up here it's only like in the 40s at
Right.
Christmas. I want it to be cold.
Yeah.
And if it's always like tropical, it must be hard to get into the spirit.
The year that I was urinating money, I called a company, and we've got that big pine. We've got palm, not
remember
pine.
this, yeah.
We've got that big palm tree, and it was the biggest ripoff in the history of ripoffs. And because they would have charged me more to get the big cherry picker thing out here, I only went like 2/3 up, and it looked like crap. And then they have been relentless with text messages, trying to get me to do it again. Yes, sir.
2/3 up is pretty good because I have seen a lot of palm trees that look inappropriate if you go all the way up
Really?
with the lights. Yeah.
Like
Look, like a
inappropriate-
giant
what, they look
something?
like a phallus?
Yes. Yes. Like an excited phallus.
Really? Oh my God!
Now
Are
I'm
you
listening.
Are you sure that's not just people talking at your church?
I have driven through the neighborhoods and see lines of them.
Really? And they look like well, I never thought of that. I always
I
thought
can
they
see
were kind
that.
of pretty.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not mutually
They're,
exclusive.
they're
Mike.
back to that champagne conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yes. Well,
The,
here we go again.
Yeah.
Yes.
The I live in Loudoun County, and although it doesn't include me, this is a land. Thank you. This is a land where people piss money all the time,
Right.
always. And every day when I go outside, I see someone with a cherry picker getting their lights put up, and it is to me absolute insanity that if you have to hire out your outdoor decorations, you don't deserve to have them. It's something that you need to do yourself. Now, have you seen on like the Today Show the ridiculous house that has 8 billion lights that's coordinated with?
Well, I've
music
seen a
and
lot
stuff?
of those, and there are neighborhoods that do that too. You know, there are
And
neighborhoods
I've done
that
that.
do that.
I've done that to my own home in the past.
Gone
Where
nuts.
I've gone nuts. I've programmed the lights to the music and all that.
Well, there's
because
one.
I have young kids, and I try to get them in the Christmas spirit.
Okay,
So-
we've got the one that was on the Today Show for 2 years in a row. It was actually in like a mile away, to a point that when other friends were trying to sell their house that lived across the street from them, when they were trying to sell the house in August, the potential buyer says, "Why do you have blackout curtains in your front of your house?"
And they
didn't. They did, but they didn't want to tell them that, for a month every year, people from all over the state are going to pull into our cul-de-sac and tune into their FM radio, and now they do it for Halloween too, and do all the lights and things like that. Now, granted, they do it for charity, and they're good people. I like these people, but it is over the top, and
Well,
I like
and charity or not, isn't it me?
Of
Isn't
course
it
it
me,
is.
me?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. And so I did this about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I did it because it wasn't easy to do. And you had to sit there and program all the light switches and make it do it. And because of my line of work, I was able to do it. Now you can just go to Costco and buy the setup for your house.
Buy
and
a
stick
system.
it on. And that's the most me.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that everyone can just buy it.
Okay, so when you say the thing they can buy at Costco and plug it in, is it just is that like a whole house deal or what?
I mean, it's not as simple as just buying it at Costco, but yes, you can go and just buy the lights in a box, and it says plug these lights in here, these lights in there, and it goes.
Mike, this is the simplest thing that you can buy at Costco. I bought holiday lights for my studio for Christmas, and the brand is. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just bought lights from Costco as well.
This brand, Mike, is called And Brighton, which is a great name, and it comes with a remote control that will allow you to do color changing at different speeds.
Well, studio is a different story. That's great. You're not sticking. Are you
But
doing
you could
anything
do-
outside of your house?
Yeah, always. We have plastic Santa Claus that we put on our porch.
I like
lights
that.
up.
That's I love that stuff. I
It
think
goes
that's
back.
cool.
It's a
I like that.
1950s. We have a plastic snowman, and then we put some lights in the azaleas. Sometimes we do our rails going up and down to the porch, but
Okay.
we always
And
do
yes-
some lights outside. I like it. I like coming home to it.
And yesterday I put together 4 snowmen out in the yard, and I climbed up on the roof and outlined the front of the house with Christmas lights.
Rob, how does it feel to have another Christmas dude on the show now? Another guy that's really
I like it
into
a lot. I like
That
it.
is-
That's cool.
That is cool.
And
I'll tell
I
you
don't.
who else.
Well, that's
Go
the
ahead.
thing. I don't think I'm into it. I think I want the kids to feel special, and
But
I think it
I
might
love
be
the fact
part
that-
of the having the kids have time to be like, make sure it's special when they're here.
I like the fact that you're doing that, but do you find yourself as you're doing it getting into the spirit? Because
No.
a lot of times, no, not at all.
No. Yesterday,
Wow.
I went and I put the 4 snowmen together outside, and I was covered in glitter and sweaty because it's 85 degrees outside. So I go and take a shower.
Settle down, Trip.
Then I gotta go. Then I gotta go back out and put the Christmas lights up, and I'm rolling around on the roof, and I have to go inside and clean up from that. No, it didn't get me in the Christmas
I
spirit.
have
It
to
made
say
me hate
this.
Florida.
I have to say this. If and Rob was saying you don't deserve it if I had the disposable, I would turn that over and I would take credit for the fabulous light display. All I care about is looking at it when I drive into the driveway. I don't care who does it, and it wouldn't give me the Christmas spirit. It would piss me off just like hauling in a tree pisses me off the same way.
Well, you know what the ultimate laziness is now, and there's
What?
a lot of people in this neighborhood that do it, and it looks horrible, is the permanent lights. Where the lights
really?
are up. The lights are up year round. They're little puck lights that go under your eave, and they're year round, so you just change the color. 4th of
I
July,
have something
they're red,
lazier.
white, and blue.
I have something lazier.
What's
you know
that?
what's lazier? It's the projector that projects
yes,
the
the
lights on
projector-
the side of the
That's
house.
That's
pretty
the
lazy.
laziest.
And also,
That's
I'd
the
like
laziest.
I'd like to nominate this for lazy: the inflatable Christmas ornament that during the day goes limp and flat. because you don't have lights during the day.
Yeah,
So
you don't
when
want to burn the electricity to keep that thing going.
But
with
at
the air
night,
compressor.
it's a huge, 12-foot, snow globe lit up with snow blowing around inside. But when I get up in the morning, it looks like a puddle of Santa Claus because they've all melted down and there's nothing to it. I hate inflatable things.
I wonder
But
how
my
much.
problem with the permanent lights is they don't look like Christmas lights.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, because they're
Just
kind of
'cause you put
hidden,
them on
right?
Christmas color. Well, no, because it looks like a wall wash. Like it's little.
Yeah.
It's little spotlights.
And if you
It
have
doesn't-
someone, and they're going to have to come down eventually if you sell your house or whatever, or they go bad.
They use it as a lighting feature. So like most of the year, they use every other light in like a white light.
Yeah.
Okay.
To light up your house, and then just on Christmas, we flip the switch to red and green.
Now, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob. Yes.
I was going to say, this year, are you going to put out your full-size nativity?
Yeah.
Of
the
wax
creche.
figures?
The creche.
The
That's my
creche.
mom. That's what my mom used to call it. What does that mean? A creche.
I've been trying to buy a nativity. I can't find one.
You can't find one? Oh, there were. By the way, Costco for a long time, I feel sad, nostalgic, had the exact same one that we had growing up. It's the same model. It's that big with
Same
the big
molds.
figures.
Yeah.
And they were all, but my folks would break them all the time. And then you'd have like Joseph with a glued on arm and that type of thing.
Missing baby Jesus.
Yes, a missing baby Jesus.
I can't find the myrrh.
Yeah. Well, for years we solved it. We put a transformer in there. Yes,
Creche.
go ahead, Rob.
The British definition of creche, I did not know this, is the nursery where babies and young children are cared for during the working day, so like a daycare center. But the American version of creche is a model or tableau representing the scene of Jesus Christ's birth.
Okay, so there it is.
So it's
creche.
two definitions.
We have that. I hate it. I hate everything about decorating. I can't stand it. It's just a pain.
What about your tree?
The tree is pre-lit, and I haul it into the house, put it in the front of the house where we have space for it now, and Carla goes to town. She decorates. It's not up yet, but it's in the garage, and I will not be bringing it in until I have my urologist appointment. Yes.
Maybe the urologist will help you put it up.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I hear he's very skilled, magic fingers. Rob
One of the
Spiewak.
things that is exciting in my house is that of all the people in my house, and I'm a pretty big Christmas guy, Robert loves it. And he's
decorating.
He's made like 2 calls to me. He says, "Dad, we can put the tree up on Thanksgiving, right?" I said, "Yeah." And he'll do the lights outside. He loves it. He
puts the lights up outside.
Yeah. He did last year, which was great. I mean,
of course it is. You don't have to do it.
Right. And so he is a enthusiast as far as the decorating goes in the tree. And Julia will come along for the ride, but he can't wait to do it. And my mom will put her tree up this weekend because my mom loves Christmas.
The only thing I would do is, if I could, I wonder how much it would cost for like really, if you have one palm tree and you want to put the lights around that palm tree, how much do you think one of those cherry pickers would cost to rent for like half a day? How much do you think?
Oh, and do it yourself?
Yeah, and do it
You
myself.
use the cherry picker?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Well, I think you better let Carla use the cherry picker. And
Why can't I? I'm not going to fall out of it.
No, I'm saying you can be in the basket, but let her drive and operate it.
I can drive it. What are you talking about?
No,
I've driven a school bus.
Easy.
What?
They're very easy to drive.
Okay.
Some time ago that you were driving a school bus.
A half-day rental is $200.
See?
Man. Wow.
But you're going to need to buy a lot of lights because remember, every revolution around that tree is probably 3 feet.
I could get the leaves off the
Plus, you're going to get dizzy going around that tree with the...
Yeah.
with
And
the
you
boom.
will have hop-ons, Mike.
Thank you for the advice. I'm doing it. There you go. We'll take a
That's
break.
a series of TikToks I cannot wait to see.
We will come back and we will discuss nostalgia
Yeah.
and Mr. Robb Spiewak when we return. You, ladies and gentlemen, have the distinct honor and privilege, I should say, with listening and watching the Mike O'Mara Show. This program is sponsored by Liquid IV. This season, give yourself the gift of hydration. Whether you forget to take a sip of water during the office holiday party or start feeling parched after a long day of traveling or hosting, keep Liquid IV on hand to stay hydrated through the holidays. You know that I love Liquid IV. You see me drink it every single day. I'm drinking the peach right now. The white peach is fantastic. Got it right here in my Pizza Hut red cup. Here we go. Peachy. Really peachy.
I'm lemon liming it today, Mike.
Are you sugar-free lemon liming it?
No, I'm the real stuff lemon liming it.
Do you
Love
ever
it.
sugar-free it?
I have. Can't tell the difference.
There you go. You heard that. Mr. Regular Coke said that, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
true.
Keep that in mind. It is. It's delicious. It's the best. Keeps me going. Whether you get regular or sugar-free, you can choose from about 1 million flavors, plus 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, and always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. I have to tell you, with Liquid IV, doing a show yesterday without my beloved Liquid IV was a challenge. By this time in the show yesterday, I was going, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, you had the
blah,
Vegas
blah, blah.
throat still. You got the Vegas throat.
You need it. Winter dehydrates you before you know it. Liquid IV to the rescue. Tear, pour, live more. Liquid IV. 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates you better than water alone. Stay hydrated through the holidays with Liquid IV. You get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. I think it's easy to say that the most nostalgic member of our crew, he even had a segment for a time there called Nostalgia Corner.
Yes.
Robb Spiewak is an old soul. He loves the past. He loves old movies. He loves old TV shows. He loves me, and I'm an old disc jockey. It's exciting, and I love him right back.
Yes,
what do
we
you
love each
have
other.
about nostalgia, Robb Spiewak?
I think this time of year, people tend to get more nostalgic, thinking back to Christmases and holidays past. And
I do. I really do.
yeah, when you get right down to it, if you ask me, the thing that I'm most nostalgic for on a daily basis is back in the day, before smartphones and things like that, email, when you were sometimes just unavailable. People couldn't reach you sometimes.
Right.
Now you're constantly in the scope of being reached, and if you're not reached, it somehow becomes your fault if I don't answer my cell phone or something like that. I'm nostalgic for that, but they did a survey. This is a deal, a website called Civic Science. I know you're on their website all the time. That surveyed Americans, and they want to know when they are most nostalgic. What era are they most nostalgic for? Do you have an era that you think back on that you would like to return to?
Yeah, it would be the 60s.
Okay.
It would be this. Although, I was.
And how old were you then?
I was 40.
No,
And,
that would
no.
have been him from age 1 to 11.
Yeah, and I remember that with the 60s, I think through the mid-60s to the mid-70s would be my time for being nostalgic. And I think back in terms of recently, for some reason, it's come up a lot about kids playing outside and that we would be outdoors all the time. And we would literally, in my neighborhood, be called for dinner. You would hear moms come out the back door, Billy, come for dinner, dinner's served. You would hear that all the time. That was the reality of it. And I also, and because if I took the early 60s, I wouldn't remember a lot of that because I was,
Right.
I was an infant, toddler, that type of thing. But I remember that one of the things that was truly special to me was the idea of being outside with my pals, coming back in and not having to worry about, anything that kids worry about today. It just didn't exist. It wasn't. My son had a presentation at his school about predators the other day, and he was talking about how people were, some of the kids in class got in trouble because they were giggling when they brought this up, and he said he took it seriously with a couple of his buddies. And I said, that's awesome that you do that. But innocent time, and been thinking, particularly since my sister came to town, about my mom and the nostalgic of this time of year, which was great.
Well, Mike, 11% of Americans surveyed agree with you. 1960s are the time they would like to go back to. And I have to wonder if that's
horrible time in a way, too, when you talk about assassinations and civil rights unrest and all that crap.
It was a very poignant time, but you have to wonder if the percentage is low because people that really were enjoying the 60s are dying now.
100%. We're all getting much older. Jay Leno, for Christ's sake, is 74 years old. Come on.
I miss the Beatles.
I just said the restaurant, it's like a mile and a half. I have to go through the winding road. Oh, dear God, help me, Mavis.
Oh, Mavis, Mike, let's not talk about Mavis.
Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, go ahead.
17% are nostalgic for the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was partly you, and I think the 70s, you have bad fashion, but you had great music.
You know, if I had to pick it's a cop-out to say mid-60s to mid-70s. If I had to go with my decade of nostalgia, it'd be the 70s, 100%, especially the music. The music
17% there.
Yep.
The next up, Mike, I can't believe anyone would be nostalgic for the 2000s.
If you are
18%,
if you're a kid during that
It's
time,
got to be the age that they're asking these people.
Yeah,
because
it's
you're
absolutely
always
the
going to
age.
look back to your childhood, and it's
I
whatever
suppose you're
years
right.
you were a child.
And that makes sense for number 2.
To
which is
reframe it, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you could live, and you don't have to have lived during this decade, but if you could be transported back to a decade where you would want to be around, what decade would that be?
For
As
me,
an adult?
would I be an adult?
Yeah.
Like my current age? I would love the 50s, but I'd love also to see what was going on in the 30s. If it didn't have to be a permanent thing, I would love to see America post-Depression to World War II. I think that would be, I don't think it was a particularly happy or easy time, but I think it was a very sensible time.
Well, after World War II was a go time and a boom time, and everybody was happy.
Baby
except certain,
boom, yeah.
You know, certain people in society that society forgot. What about you, Josh?
I don't know. It's a tricky question because I think knowing what we know now is different. Because if I knew everything that was going to happen, the 90s were an exciting time for the technology boom.
Yeah.
We just didn't see it and lived through it.
Right.
So
Well, it's
I
always
think-
easier looking back.
Right. So looking back, you could definitely be like, well, I could make a lot of money if I just.
Oh, yeah. You're
restarted back
thinking in
the
terms of
90s.
like seeing
Yeah.
the future and betting
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
stock market.
If you know
I
the
get
future.
that.
He's doing like Biff in Back to the Future 2. He
Otherwise-
has the almanac.
Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, I'm going back to pre-cell phone.
Yeah.
So that it's like Rob was saying, where you're not available.
I would
So I'm not
actually
saying,
the
I'm
the
sorry I missed
decade
your call.
the decade I'm most nostalgic for, and the decade I'd want to live in, would be the 70s again. 40s, I wouldn't want to serve in World War II. 50s, didn't like the music in the 50s, didn't like the whole vibe in the 60s. 60s, too much unrest. Wouldn't want to live through the
unrest.
Kennedys being assassinated. Wouldn't like that. But 70s, cool. Free love, baby.
Yes.
Turn on and turn up or whatever. Turn it up and turn whatever they used to say.
22%. For this survey, if it was me, I probably would have chosen this, the 80s. But then again, that's when I was age 11 to 20. That
Straight
was
up.
a
Don't
Right.
tell me
you wouldn't choose the 80s because you're sick of every record from the 1980s.
Played them all, baby. Played them all. Boy, we had some good ratings parties, though. Man, oh, man. Man, oh,
And
man.
Mike, the number one, and this blows my mind because if asked, and I'm something of a music guy, people say, what's the worst era for music? I'd say in the pop music era, the worst era is the 1990s.
Okay.
And that's the number one answer for Random Sampling of America. They're nostalgic for the 90s. 24%, almost a quarter of America is nostalgic
Because
for the
it's
90s.
age. That
I don't
because that would
know.
line up for me. That was me, 10 through 20. So that
All right,
lines
so
up.
the
for
top
my
things, the top things that they're nostalgic for in the 90s, Josh. Let's see if you line up with these. 90s movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
But I think those are the ones. Well, those are the ones I go back and watch.
Okay, 90s music.
Yeah, late 90s music is pretty much what I listen to still today.
Really, what's your favorite late 90s artist?
Blink 182.
All right. There it is.
90s video games.
Yeah, that's probably when I play. Again, 90s is when I played the most video games because
Wow.
of that childhood.
There it is. And they were getting better and better all the time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That was.
And also they miss 90s fashion. Josh, how come you don't dress in neon?
I don't understand the 90s fashion. People missing that.
Yeah.
Lots of sharp, angular clothes. Well, anyway, that's what it's
If you're my age, you think the 90s weren't the past.
Yeah. What were the 90s, like 5 years ago?
Yeah, but that's what you think when you're my age. It's
Exactly.
true. Sad.
34 years ago.
Sad and true. 34 years ago. That's not like an hour ago in 65 years. That's it. It's like perception of dog years.
Yeah.
It's just it flies. We will take a break. Come back with some beautiful video and more right here, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, I think of the 90s as really? It's not the 90s anymore. That's what happens.
Yeah. Oh! Gotta stop writing that 19 in front of your year.
Yeah. So sad.
Because Mike pays for everything with checks now.
I do. Change purse. Listen up, maniacs. Derm Glow Skin has the help you need, and it's delivered right to your front door. They now offer microdosing with semaglutide or tirzepatide. No BMI requirement needed. Perfect if your BMI is too low for traditional weight management, but you still want the benefits. And when I talk about the benefits, I should probably talk about this more often. The tirzepatide, and I do the injection form of it, which is not the microdosing, but I will tell you I've been on it for a long enough period of time where it works so quickly. Yeah. But it's subtle. It's quick and it's subtle at the same time. Sometimes when you get to the end of that week and you're ready for your next injection, you kind of feel just a little bit of those inhibitions going away, and you might be, rolling over to the kitchen to grab something. Last night, I went from pre-shot where I was like thinking, I'd really like to take one of those Fig Newtons that Michael has in the refrigerator, which I thought was kind of cool. And then the shot, and then I'm like, no, you don't need that. That's the conversation I had with my inner government, Rob, right up here. That's what I did.
That's what you need.
Just hit the longevity tab at dermglowskin.com, and you can explore everything you need. But that's not all. You can level up with PT141, enhance sexual health, B12 for a natural energy boost, NAD+, use that as well, to tap into the fountain of youth, and Samoralin and Synapsin to banish brain fog. Everything ships straight to your door, and with payment plans and Afterpay, there's no reason to wait. Have questions? Carla's got you covered. Start your journey to a better you. Age well with peptides. I am Mike O'Mara, and I've got the rockin' bod that you want. You're an ass. Am I right, ladies? Play your theme. Jesus.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hey, I like that. Some beautiful video.
Charlie, Stu, and Snapple WAVA.
Hi, Charlie.
Sad Charlie. Bad voice Charlie. Hello, Rob.
Charlie, are you nostalgic for anything?
Yes, I am.
What are you nostalgic for?
Old pizza.
You know, Charlie, you've got a birthday coming up.
I don't want to be Charlie anymore. I don't want to be Charlie now.
I just want you to know, Charlie, you don't even need to react to this. I just want you to know that.
How old will I be, Rob?
Do you want to guess?
81.
84. On December 13th.
That's perfect to fight Jake Paul.
Jake, I'll kick his ass.
Charlie. This is a funny bit here. There's a music festival, I think it's in Canada, called the Invictus Music Festival. It's a big deal up there, and one of the people who are promoting it is Prince Harry. But this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen a royal, even if it's an excommunicated or disgraced royal, do. Here's a video of Prince Harry with Jelly Roll promoting the festival, and I like this.
I'm such a fan, dude. Do you know I could not believe it when they called me and told me Prince Harry wanted to get a tattoo today, and he wanted me to give him his first tattoo?
No.
This
Why
is
are you
the coolest thing.
Why are you wearing your glove?
We're giving you a tattoo about the Invictus Games. Right?
No, I came here to ask you to do the Invictus Games. There's no tattoo in this. I can't get a tattoo.
I'll play the Invictus Games. You just let me give you your first tattoo.
You give me your tattoo, and then you come and play the Invictus Games.
That easy of a deal.
All right, screw it. Let's go. Let's do it. Where you want it?
We gotta go for the neck.
The neck?
Yes.
No, I was thinking like my lower back or my
No, nobody wants to see your Harry.
No, that's the place where no one's gonna see it.
This is for the world. I'm thinking like, here, let me just show you. Let me just.
Wait, have you done this before?
What? You practically. Pretty much. Trust me, man. You wouldn't want nobody else doing this. Bless me.
A small one, yeah.
Like a baby getting its first haircut. Just.
Okay. Yeah, I should have had it on my Okay. That feels big, man.
Commitment, Prince.
Ah! Whoa.
This is why they love you. This is gonna be huge, man. I'm telling you.
What's that?
It's awesome, right?
Dude, it's enormous.
Invictus Games are enormous.
What does that say at the bottom?
The bottom.
Is that your name? Does that say Jelly Roll?
No.
You put your name on my neck?
That's good.
I think it's pretty cool that he did that. I love that.
Absolutely.
And the Invictus Games, I think I said
it.
music festival. Mike, I know you love camping outside.
I think it's the Invictus Games, isn't it?
Yeah, I misspoke. It is the Invictus Games. I thought it was a music festival because Jelly Roll was playing it. He will play at the games, but it's not
at the games.
Yes. I know you love to camp outside, and one of the beauties of it is when you camp in Florida, you don't have to worry about getting cold. but people that camp up north, they do. And here's a great survival technique that I think you'll enjoy.
Urinate in a bottle before going to sleep and put it in your sleeping bag like this and stay around it the whole night. Just imagine how hot you're gonna be. Urination is around 37 degrees Celsius, and this night it dropped down to 5 degrees. That means right there you have an insane heat resource coming from your own body. You are self-suppliant. That means you're not dependent on fire, you're not dependent on anything. Guys, when they go explore Antarctic and Greenland, they piss in a bottle.
Is that his music that he put behind it?
I don't know why he added that, but
that might be somebody else that added that. But so if you pee in a bottle,
yeah,
but doesn't it cool off at a certain point?
Please?
It would have to. So you'd have to keep going, I think.
Right.
You have to recycle it.
Skip the bottle. Just soak the sleeping bag.
Oh, that's no good. My sleeping bag is made of a space-age polymer. It would bead.
That's doesn't it sound more credible when it comes from that accent? First of all, you put it in the bottle and it keeps you warm. It's incredible. 37 Celsius. Dankeschön.
That's right. Mike, I'm going to change your life.
True.
What? That is true?
That is a true. It's all
Survivalist story.
That's
That's
it's
legit.
A survivalist story.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know that I could fill a 2-liter though.
Backpacker magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still take
Big
that?
Pecker magazine?
No, Backpacker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you still take that magazine?
Big Pecker? Yes, I do.
I know you do.
Yes, I do.
It was a gift.
He said, Miss Latella, Backpacker magazine. Never mind.
We apologize for sending you the wrong periodic.
I'm terribly sorry. Please check out all of my tips for survival in Big Pecker magazine.
Mike, this will change your life if you're stupid. I've never thought about doing this to a pizza, and it seems to me a disaster.
Okay, so we just got Domino's pizza, and I want to see if anybody is as weird as I am when it comes to pizza. I learned this in college, and this. Okay, so you take the pizza, flip it, and you drop it.
Pizza's still in the box. She's turning it upside down and dropping it.
Twice.
I know that's weird, but now all the grease is on top. And there's no more grease on your pizza. But,
I love it.
Is that weird? I don't think it's weird.
I don't think it's
it would
weird
work
at all.
I think that Domino's
pizza... Of course you don't think it would work.
It depends on who you get your pizza from.
Exactly. A proper pizza is going to be a disaster if you drop it upside down twice.
You mean it'll stick right away? It'll
all
stick?
the cheese will be on top.
Yeah.
I would be
Domino's
willing...
pizza is just like a disc of cheese that they put on.
But I wonder if I wonder if you do it with that violence, where you pop it down like that. I love the idea of removing the grease from pizza.
Use a paper towel. That's what people do.
Okay. All right. That's no fun. No fun to use a paper towel. Come on, Rob.
Meanwhile, I walk into your bedroom and you're scraping the toppings off the top of the box. This is great.
I got more paper in my mouth from the cheese.
Okay, this is kind of cool. Cops do everything, and you have to really appreciate what cops do. It's not just robberies and murders and stuff. Let's say an animal...
Cops do everything like murders and robberies?
Well, no, they attend to them. They make sure they get solved.
They attend to them? What do you mean?
They attend to them. When someone is murdered, you call a cop.
They help out with murders, or they attend to murder?
Solving the murder, Mike. Why are you being willfully obstinate?
I'm willful. That's my radio name, Willful Obstinance. There it is.
It's not just heavy felonies that you call cops for. Let's say an animal gets loose in your neighborhood or your property. You call the cops. But, Mike, this time, it's a pig.
Welcome to the east side.
7-3, the pig is being non-compliant.
The pig is non-compliant, Mike.
Slippery little bugger, isn't he?
Pigs are hard to catch. Look, he's
There he
running
goes.
across the street.
Hit the pig. Oh, they're trying to corner it. Get the pig. The pig. I love that. That's great body cam right there.
Isn't it?
Oh, he can't go any further.
No.
They got him? Oh, he's making no. He's got it.
It's okay.
Oh, that sound.
And now they've got the thing that looks like a pool.
Oh, don't put it in a noose.
Yeah, they got it in a noose.
Yeah.
They take him back to Smithfield. He's fine.
Well, they got to drop him upside down to get the grease off.
There you go. That's
Mike,
awesome.
the pig is being non-compliant.
Drop him on the floor to get the grease off of him.
Let's close with this, Mike. I think it's wonderful when a great star with a great reputation gives us a great product, and that's what we're doing here.
Here we go.
It's Dolly Parton perfume.
I just wanted to have my own fragrance, my own bottle where people could actually have it and spray on some Dolly sent from above of their own, because I love perfume. I love great scents, and I kind of relate music and scent to everything in my life, memories. So I thought, well, everybody follows me around saying, what are you wearing? I just say it's a mixture. So I just call it Dolly. So now I actually have put that mixture into a bottle, and it's called Dolly Scent from Above.
Ooh.
And I hope you'll feel blessed when you wear it.
Mike, if you're curious, it has notes of hard candy, latex, and wig glue. And if you smell really carefully, you can just get a little Bengay.
Enjoy the scent that comes from the dew underneath the mountains. There you go. That's mine. I'll sell that to her right now.
Wow.
We got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I love everything Dolly. I love everything
too.
Dolly. You know,
I'm not
and
buying her perfume.
You are borderline mean to Dolly. You are always borderline mean to Dolly. You don't
She
like
understands.
Dolly as much as I
She's
do.
the same way with me, Mike.
As she gets older, I see more of Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it with that. I will tell you though, Dolly, she's in her 70s, right?
Yeah,
well into her 70s.
Yeah,
you know, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I don't. I find
Miley Cyrus or Dolly to this day.
Like, who would you?
Yeah,
in their prime?
No, today.
Today? Oh, man. That's so tough. To be continued. I'm not answering that right now. I'm not going to end the show with a real negative. We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. But I'm thinking about it.
Sure, I think we all are.
Tells you everything you need to know. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode. For Josh Roga and Rob Spiewak, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye, folks.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Back in a moment, my dear. We have to expel some urine.
No, don't let him go.